All right, what's happening, folks? It is Sunday morning. It is Super Bowl Sunday morning, but we got some NBA to talk over real quickly. If you can, press the thumbs up button on that video. It just is an appreciation for us getting up early and going through the grind today when a lot of people are probably sitting around making buffalo wings, drinking Bloody Marys, which is what I'd rather be doing. But this is the fun life that we live.
Yeah, man, Bloody Mary sounds good right now, but we got a slate to dive into.
I could drink a Bloody Mary while doing this. The problem is I don't have any vodka. I have Bloody Mary mix and all the fixings, but no vodka, and it is minus 13 in Wisconsin, so I ain't leaving my house for anything right now.
Oh God, well I don't have anything, so we will sit here and not drink our Bloody Marys together.
Fair enough. I do have some water, though, and we'll roll into that, guys. Before we roll into our picks for the day, we're very excited. We've talked about this the last couple of days, and you'll be hearing more about it. We have a new partnership with Jazz Sportsbook. Like I said, we've been doing a lot more discussion around the world of sports betting, something that you were always looking into anyways, as I up my game on a little bit. So what I would encourage people to do today, if you can, if you do some sports betting, if you're interested in starting up, they got casino over there as well. Go sign up today. Use 5-pack as your promo code. You will get all the same deposit matches that they were going to give you anyway. But if you make your first deposit today, hit them up with the chat, reference the 5-pack, and you get $25 free to bet on the Super Bowl today. I'm sure you all are going to be watching it. Why not throw some money down and win yourself some cash?
Let's get it, man.
Promotional code 5-pack. Again, guys, anybody that signs up to be a monthly customer today will get half off their first month. We've mentioned there'll be a subtle price raise next week, but if you get locked into the normal prices, you don't have to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So cash game lock for me, number one. There's a few guys who are going to be popular on the site, but I'm looking at Scary Terry Rozier. A couple of things of note. No Devontae Graham. That's good for him, right? It's going to be him and LaMelo Ball taking almost all the minutes at guard with a little bit of Malik Monk. Maybe no PJ Washington today, so just another guy who could potentially eat and hit a little bit. Ball's going to be in the starting lineup, and LaMelo Ball is in play. Not here to tell you he isn't. However, he's still like in his heart of hearts, he's a pass first point guard. So I don't really think that he's eating the Terry Rozier too much. Maybe even gets him some better shots. He's shooting guard eligible. He's going to be popular today. It's our favorite game from a 30,000-foot view for DFS. He's too cheap for what he can offer against a team that's absolutely atrocious on defense.
Yeah, we love this game. I mean, he's a really good play in all formats. And I think LaMelo Ball starting makes everyone better on Charlotte.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just saying you'd rather start next to LaMelo than Devontae. Devontae rather shoot it.
Agreed. I think LaMelo starting, just makes this whole Charlotte lineup more appealing as far as DFS. Including LaMelo himself, Jared 5,600. I'm sure he'll get a lot of love, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he's definitely projected to get a lot of love. I am laughing my rear end off the last couple of days of all the memes on like Instagram of like Bleacher Report throwing away Zion, like it's like a meme from Toy Story, and like holding a LaMelo Ball toy and saying, "I don't want to play with you anymore."
That's hilarious.
All right, next up, moving over to GPP plays. We're going to stick with this game. We're going to go to the flip side. We're going to talk about your boy, Rui Hachimura. 2 points I'll throw in before you talk about why you like him. One, you mentioned this a month ago, and it holds true. The Wizards want him to be the third banana after Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So he's now getting his minutes. They want him in there. He had been playing well until, let's just call it what it is. The Heat busted out of their slump last game, played awesome, and just kicked the living daylights out of the Wizards. So Rui did not have a good game, but he was also down 40, 30 seconds into the game. So it just wasn't set up to be a good game.
Yeah, no one on Washington really had a good game last time out. Just they got rolled on it in Miami. Really nice bounce back spot for Rui here. Again, say it once, I'll say it again. Love this game. I tend to see myself going 6-7 deep on this game. And after Westbrook and Beal are both very, very expensive, Rui is my next favorite piece. I think this game is up and down. I think it's very close. Rui is a Jordan athlete going into Charlotte where Jordan owns the team. He's played Charlotte one other time in his career and has a 40 spot. I like him a lot here.
Next up, going to stick with this game one more time with our mutual favorite play today, and that is Gordon Hayward. Yes, I get it. He looks like a guy that you'd see at a craft brewery, but that doesn't necessarily affect his DFS game. There's still just like Rozier, no Graham, maybe no Washington. That's a good thing. Specifically, no Devontae Graham for Gordon Hayward because he's the other guy who's a very good scorer. It seems like a lot of money to spend on Gordon Hayward, but I mean, the guy averages 40 DK points, so the price tag is right for what you would expect on it. And there are other good plays in this price range at the forward position, i.e. Sabonis, Jason Tatum, for example. However, I like Gordon Hayward, and I will rarely say this, and it's not just because Sabonis had a bad game the other day. I like Gordon Hayward probably more than Domantas Sabonis today. That is going to be rare. I like the matchup better. I also like him a little bit better than Jason Tatum. He's substantially less money, and while I think Tatum is a fine play, I like Gordon Hayward a little bit more. This just is a game that we like a lot. And if it busts, it busts. I like this game for GPP purposes, and I will have several pieces of it.
Yeah, I mean, again, I mentioned it once, twice already now, 3 times a charm. Love this game. It is funny. Hayward does look exactly like someone you'd see at a craft beer bar or whatever. I can't remember how you said it, but yes.
Brewery.
At a craft brewery, excuse me. I am not a big beer drinker, as you can tell.
You're not a big drinker, but I'm from Wisconsin, so I got us there.
Fair.
Just rock and roll, guys. 3 of 4. I don't mind being 5 pieces deep on this game in GPPs, and I just might. All right, let's move over to long shots of the day. We're making this quick because, well, the slate starts real early. I struggled to find a true long shot for the day that I was really interested in. So I'm going to talk about Luke Kennard of the Los Angeles Clippers. So as I was putting this together, I didn't have a good feeling of what his ownership is. As it's slated right now, he's kind of projected to be like the 30th most popular guy on the slate. Maybe 10, 15% owned or something like that. That could go up or down. I'm looking at Luke Kennard for this reason. He has been encouraged, in fact, asked to be more aggressive offensively by Coach Lue. We saw a little bit of that last game out against Boston. He had a very nice early portion of the game, hit a couple of early threes, and then chose to go silent. He looks gun shy on this team a lot of times because they do have other players like, I don't know, Kawhi Leonard, who might just be a little bit better than Luke Kennard. And he just seems to not really feel always comfortable in his skin playing for the Los Angeles Clippers. However, once again, no Patrick Beverley, no Paul George. They need some offense in this game. They've lost 2 of their last 3 games. I expect him to see a decent allotment of minutes in this one again. And if he can remain more assertive and aggressive, I like the idea of going here over a more popular Frank Kaminsky. In cash games, play Frank Kaminsky. He's going to be much more popular. I get it. He's played very well lately. Or there is something that I like to say that I'm sure you probably know where I'm going with this one. Play them both. We like some big, expensive players today. You're going to need multiple paydown options. I'm looking for Kennard today to finally get the stones to play more assertive offensively. He's a good offensive player. Remember last year when Detroit didn't have a lot of guys and he actually was scoring mid-30s on the regular basis? He needs to take that and realize he's capable of what he's doing. And deploy that today with no Paul George or Patrick Beverley. I don't 100% trust him, and that's why I have him under long shots and not cash game locks. But I do think he's viable in most types of contests.
Yeah, great spot for him against the Kings. And yeah, the middle bullet point, the small forward eligibility. We talked about this when we talked about Lou Williams. I mean, there's a lot of guards we like on this slate. The fact that you can plug him into that small forward spot helps a lot. And I already, know I'm going to get messages about this. So, yes, guys, I know what a brewery is. I just had a brain fart. Forgot the word. I've been to many breweries. I forgot the word. So, thank you for filling in for me.
What do they call it? A beer cafe or something like that?
I called it a beer bar, and I'm like from Paris.
Oh, I think we'll live. All right, so your long shot of the day is Harrison Barnes. And again, long shot can mean a lot of different things. Barnes is not a long shot to play. He's going to play. He's going to play big minutes. But I think he falls into the long shot category because specifically it's going to be difficult to get to him for a lot of people on this slate.
Amen. That's exactly why he's a long shot here. Barnes has been a guy that we've talked about, I feel like, a bunch this year. And he's starting to play really well again. Don't want to be too big of a game log watcher, but he's got 40+ in 3 straight. The Kings are playing really well right now. I think they've won 5 out of their past 6. And that's coincided with Bagley losing run. They've gotten better on the defensive end. Seems like their pecking order has become more established, with Barnes being right up top there. Again, all of a sudden, this isn't a crust spot for the Kings, but with no Paul George, no Patrick Beverley, obviously 2 of their 3 best defenders, it's a better spot for Sacramento, who, again, is playing well. I think this game could be competitive, and if so, Barnes is going to see his upper 30s minutes. He plays big minutes. Luke Walton loves him.
He's a glue guy.
And he's got, it's crazy to think he's got big upside at this price, and he's not a guy that's going to give you like 60, but he's got nice GPP upside the past 3 games, and no one's going to go here.
Yeah, I'm a Harrison Barnes fan. I think he's a glue guy. He does all the little things that you want, and then occasionally he kind of gets off from scoring. I think if I had to ask your average NBA fan a question, and the question was, how many points per game does Harrison Barnes average? I don't think most people would guess 18. I think you'd hear a lot of like 13s, 12s, something like that. But he does average almost 20 points per game scoring from a real-life perspective. 6 rebounds, almost 4 assists, very capable of throwing the occasional block and steal. I'm a fan of what he brings to any team. He's a guy that would fit on any team in the league because he does the little things as well as being a capable scorer. He's not a great scorer, but he's a very capable scorer, hence the 18 points per game.
I was listening to another show like about a couple weeks ago, and they were talking about how stupid Luke Walton is for playing Harrison Barnes over Bagley. Bagley's obviously the future, much better player than Barnes. I think that's a bad take, like for sure. And I'm a huge Bagley fan. Bagley has a lot of offensive talent, but Barnes is the better NBA player right now, no doubt. And for a team that's already young all over that wants to get some wins, I mean, Barnes is clearly helping them win more than Bagley is. That's not to say he's more talented than Bagley is or will be in a few years, but Barnes is not a bad NBA player, which a lot of people I think he is.
Well, I think that falls into a conversation we touched on briefly on Members Only this morning, which is that not a lot of people understand the difference between putting up statistics and what actually helps a basketball team win. Harrison Barnes is a guy that, he's been around now, been on a couple teams, Golden State, Dallas, et cetera, that he doesn't jump off your television screen. You don't watch him and think he's sexy, but there's a reason he gets good run by every NBA coach. He does the little things that you want. You can run him. He can guard a variety of different positions at a relatively high level. He doesn't need the ball in his hand to be productive. He can run anything from a little bit of a catch and shoot. He can do a little bit of shot creation. Like I said, he can guard 3 different positions. So there's a reason he plays big minutes everywhere he goes. And I'm going to take an NBA coach over somebody who only talks statistics.
And his numbers are good, like 17, 6, and 3. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, those are like all-star numbers almost.
Yeah, it's crazy how sports has changed. Like even just like if we go talk about football, like some of these numbers that the quarterbacks put up these days are just crazy. And then I was listening to people talk about it last night during the Magic Bulls game. The other side of it's the 3-point shooting in the NBA. Terrence Ross last night tied Tracy McGrady for the number of 3-pointers made for the Orlando Magic. Terrence Ross ain't no Tracy McGrady. Not even close. Tracy McGrady was an excellent NBA player, but now everybody shoots 7 or 8 threes a game.
Yeah, Terrence Ross is not. No. I mean, Tracy McGrady is one of the best scorers like I've ever seen.
Right? But now everybody shoots. You got guys these days that play 18 minutes a game as big men that shoot as many threes as Michael Jordan did his entire career. It's just such a bigger part of the game than it was 25 years ago.
For sure. And, I think Harden is a better playmaker than McGrady. But as far as their scoring goes, like I think they're like tit for tat.
Yeah. T-Mac was awesome, but you just didn't shoot threes at
right.
What does Steph shoot? 11 threes a game, maybe? I don't know the number off the top of my head, but it's got to be double digits or at least close to it. If it's under 10, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I was like thinking about a couple of guys recently that would have been so good if they played in today's NBA. Well, I know you'll know who this is. Ellis, former Supersonic, could drain threes, but they just didn't shoot them back then.
It was a completely different game. And we always talk about it like, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was not a good 3-point shooter. However, when we had the conversations about would he fit in the modern NBA, I feel very confident Michael Jordan would have made himself a good 3-point shooter if that's the way the modern NBA played out. I don't know that. I can't say that for sure, but I feel very confident that Michael Jordan would have made himself a damn good 3-point shooter.
For all we know, he's watching this video, took that personally, and is now a good 3-point shooter.
He's not, but yes, he would have taken that personally. Yes, definitely. All right, guys. Thank you. Good luck today. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
Thanks, guys.